For Unit 1, Section 4, our topic is going to be GCF. GCF stands for greatest common factor. Okay, so when we talk about the G, the greatest, we're thinking of the largest number. C stands for common, so the largest number that two other numbers have in common. And a factor is the answer in a multiplication problem, okay? So greatest common factor, GCF. The largest number that two different numbers have in common, and a factor again is some number in a multiplication problem, okay? So those are factors. All right, so the way we're gonna do this, on your math worksheet, we're really just gonna focus on 12 through 32. So we're gonna look at this area here. Now, in these instructions, it says to find the GCF of the numbers using lists of factors. See that right there? Lists of factors. You're not going to do this. Okay? I want to teach you one method to find GCF, and that's going to be this one down here, where you use the prime factorizations. Okay, so this word should look familiar to you. It's from our last section in math class, 1.3. And so let's find the greatest common factor of the numbers down here using prime factorizations. Okay, let's choose pink. All right, I'm gonna go over, let's do 21 together. So we have these two numbers, and the first thing we're going to do is find their prime factorizations, which is the exact same thing you did in section 1.3. So if I have 45, I'm going to do the prime factorization. So this involves factor trees. So I'm going to do 9 and 5, 3 and 3. And so here are my prime factors for 45. And then I'm going to do 60, and I'll just fit it down here. So let's do 10 times 6, 3 times 2, 5 times 2. So there are my prime factors for the number 60. Okay? Now, that's what we did in lesson, in section 3. To find the GCF, here's the trick. Let me change colors. To find the GCF using these prime factors, first you're going to put the number you started with, 45. And then you're going to put a colon. Then you're going to take the number 60. Let's bring green back. 60, and you're going to put that down here with a colon, okay? Now we're going to list those numbers that we circled, these prime factors. We're going to list them in order from smallest to largest. So for 45, I have 2 3s, and I have a 5, okay? Now for the number 60, I have 2 2s, so I'm going to write those. Sorry, why did I do 3? Well, I have 2 2s. And then I have a 3, and I have a 5. Okay? Now here's the trick. You need to find the common factors first. And when you do, you're going to circle them. Okay? So what does the number 45 and 60 have in common? They have the 3s in common, and they have the 5 in common. Okay? So those are common factors. Okay, you'll notice that the 2 here, there is no 2 up above. And the 3 down here, there's only 1 3, so we can't circle both. So now I take what I circled and I just write one of the numbers down, okay? So the 3s are common, so I just write 3 once. Okay, don't get confused there. You're just writing it once. 3 is a common factor, so you're just writing 1 3. And then the 5 is a common factor, so you're going to write the number 5. And then you multiply. And when you multiply 3 times 5 and get 15, this is your greatest common factor. Okay? So that's your largest common factor that both of these numbers, 45 and 60, have in common. Okay, so basically that's the largest number that you can multiply something else to get to 45 and use that same number to get 60. It's the largest or the greatest number you can do that with. Okay, so that's how you do it. If you need to rewatch to remember all of those steps, go ahead. But otherwise, that's the process for all of these numbers. So this is using prime factorization. Using prime factorization in order to find the GCF. Okay? Now, let's just be super clear. On your work, you need to show all of this. Okay? I do not want to see the answer only. I want to see all of this work. All of it. Okay? So if you're working on number 21, for example, if you were going to do this, I don't want to see in your work, I don't want to see the number 21 with the answer 15 right next to it. That is not enough work to say, oh, I'm done. Okay, I need to see you show your work just like I did here. And it has to be the exact same. I want to see the factor tree. I want you to write out the factors in order, right next to the number with a colon. I want you to circle the common factors, just like I did here. Write them down here, and then multiply them to get your greatest common factor. All right? Hopefully that wasn't too bad. If you made it all the way through this video, you should be set to go. So I'm going to have you do just that method on all of your work here, because that's that's the easiest method and the one that you can use on all numbers to find the GCF. All right, that's lesson 1.4, which is GCF, greatest common factor.